Sophie Cunningham got elbowed in the face, she somehow was called for the foul. Let me get this straight. Sophie Cunningham can get elbowed in the face, yet she's the one
for Indiana to try to get a good look.
Buddy, stop whatever you're doing and turn the volume up, because the WNBA has erupted after a moment that's dominating basketball headlines. What unfolded on the court has sparked one of the biggest officiating debates of the season, and the reaction has been immediate. Many fans believe the officials made a game-changing mistake, while others argue it was simply a difficult call in a fast-paced matchup. Either way, the controversy has exploded across social media. The reaction wasn't limited to the arena. Barstool Sports founder Dave Portnoy weighed in with a passionate response after watching the sequence involving Caitlin Clark's teammate, Sophie Cunningham. His comments quickly went viral, adding even more attention to an already heated discussion. For weeks, fans have debated the physical play against the Indiana Fever, pointing to hard fouls, controversial whistles, and growing frustration. But according to many supporters, this latest incident crossed a line. At the center of the debate is Sophie Cunningham. Many fans believe the officials went too far after she became involved in a heated sequence that nearly resulted in her removal from the game. The moment immediately sparked emotional reactions from players, coaches, and viewers, with some arguing the decision unfairly changed the course of the matchup. Stay with us until the end, because we're breaking down the controversial officiating sequence, Caitlin Clark's emotional reaction during the incident, and Dave Portnoy's viral comments that have basketball fans talking nationwide. If you enjoy WNBA coverage, hit the subscribe button, leave a like, and let's dive into everything that happened. To understand why emotions boiled over, we have to go back to the opening tip. From the very beginning, the game was extremely physical, with both teams battling for every possession. The Indiana Fever faced relentless defensive pressure, and no player embraced that challenge more than Sophie Cunningham. Known for her toughness and willingness to stand up for her teammates, Cunningham once again found herself at the center of the game's most controversial moments.
Let's just take a look and see what Dave Portnoy had to say, shall we? Like the video, let me know your thoughts in the comments section below, and subscribe to the channel. That would mean so much to me. Sophie just got 17 of her teeth knocked out, and they called her for the foul. He says, sick league. Let's take a look.
How about our WNBA refs? This is just a defensive foul. Thank you for the review. Just a defensive foul. No hostile act, just a foul on Sophie Cunningham. They call that a foul on Sophie Cunningham. She's got 14 of her teeth on the ground. That's a defensive foul. And they reviewed it for a hostile act. Yeah, Sophie's saying, hey, I just got my jaw broke. Is this a political stance? You just took 14 of my teeth. Yeah, quiet, Sophie, no big deal. A defensive foul.
From the opening minutes, Sophie Cunningham was involved in constant physical play. She absorbed hard screens, battled through contact in the paint, and endured relentless trash talk throughout the game. Despite it all, she stayed composed, continued competing, and refused to back down while protecting her teammates. Many Fever fans believed the officiating lacked consistency. They argued that similar contact was called differently depending on which team had possession, leaving Cunningham on the wrong end of several whistles. As frustration grew, supporters felt the officials were waiting for one mistake that could change the game's momentum. The biggest controversy came during the second half. As the opposing team pushed the ball in transition, Cunningham stepped in to defend the drive. Contact followed, and what appeared to many viewers to be a routine basketball play quickly turned into a major flashpoint. The referee blew the whistle, reviewed the play, and assessed Cunningham with a flagrant foul before ejecting her from the game. The decision stunned the arena. Indiana's bench reacted with disbelief, while Cunningham stood frozen for a moment before beginning to walk toward the tunnel. According to those describing the scene, Caitlin Clark immediately rushed toward her teammate. Reports claim Clark stopped Cunningham before she reached the tunnel, grabbing her jersey and urging her not to leave. The emotional exchange instantly became one of the defining images of the night, highlighting the close bond between the two teammates and adding even more fuel to an already heated debate over the officiating.
Speaking of podcasts, one that I passed on, which I thought was going to happen, just went live. Sophie Cunningham, Wes Wilson.
She asked you to do it with her?
we spent a lot of time. They did a test podcast, these two, in our New York office. Then we had another host, and it wasn't so much her. Anytime I have to deal with agents, it's hard. I really thought we would be carrying so much of the weight, marketing, all this shit, and her focus wasn't going to be the podcast. It was just one amongst 9,000 things she was doing, and so it felt like we were getting screwed. So at the end, like, we were ready to sign it, and at the end I'm like, I'm not interested anymore. So now I like her, but I'm kind of rooting against.
Clark immediately confronted the referee, visibly furious over the call. According to reports, she insisted it was simply a hard basketball play and never deserved an ejection. Witnesses claim Clark stood between the officials and Sophie Cunningham, refusing to let her teammate face the situation alone. The arena erupted as players, coaches, and fans reacted to the controversial decision. While tensions exploded on the court, social media caught fire. Barstool Sports founder Dave Portnoy blasted the officiating, arguing the referees made a major mistake. He questioned the consistency of the calls, claimed Indiana was treated unfairly, and said Cunningham's ejection deserved another look. Portnoy also argued that repeated controversial whistles involving the Fever have damaged fan trust. He criticized league leadership, demanded greater accountability from officials, and called for a review of the game's biggest decisions. His comments quickly went viral, fueling an even larger debate over WNBA officiating.
I kind of get it. It's a natural Let's just say I'm not going to argue this. I've seen enough players trying to be fancy, kicking their feet out, making things look cool. Terrible timing. Okay, I can chalk it up to terrible timing. Fine. We'll chalk it up to terrible timing. But if we look before that, look at this. So Kelsey Mitchell. Does Kelsey Mitchell flop? There's a lot of things you can say about Kelsey Mitchell's game, right? She's selfish. She dribbles too much. Whatever. Does Kelsey Mitchell flop? Does Kelsey Mitchell ever exaggerate calls? Does Kelsey Mitchell ever embellish? You can accuse her of a lot of things, but those are not one of them. So Kelsey Mitchell is just going to act like she got hit in the face just to act like she got hit in the face, right? Kelsey Mitchell's going to act like she got hit in the face and quit on the play just to act like she got hit on the face and try to sell a call. Which Kelsey Mitchell doesn't do. And then we got this kicking the feet out. I mean, it just doesn't look good. Again, I'm not going to accuse this of being intentional because I don't feel like I have as much of a leg to stand on because I've seen this before. Unnecessary, yes. Intentional, I'm not going to make that argument. But this right here, slapping Kelsey Mitchell in the face, somebody like Kelsey Mitchell reacting like that, who never flops, who doesn't try to sell calls, who you knock down 20 times, she gets up 21 times. Yeah, I'm not going to put that on Kelsey Mitchell's jacket. And this Sophie Cunningham play of her getting elbowed.
The WNBA is under heavy pressure right now. Dave Portnoy's comments brought massive attention to the officiating controversy, while Caitlin Clark's defense of Sophie Cunningham quickly went viral. Fans believe Clark made one thing clear: the Indiana Fever won't back down. Portnoy also warned that every controversial call is now being watched by millions. The debate over officiating has only grown bigger. Buddy, now it's your turn. Drop your honest thoughts in the comments. Did the officials get it right, or was Indiana treated unfairly?
Ridiculous. Isn't it obvious? Isn't it obvious that Dan Dockich is not lying about the information he's getting from within this organization as they refuse to address it? Dan Dockich doubled down on everything he said right here in this. He took the X. Yo, G, damn it, hold on. Steph White is calling. Gotta go to work. Keep hating. Keep stalking. So he's taking shots at the people that have been addressing him, adding on to the smear campaign that's going on against Caitlin Clark. It's ridiculous, but the fact of the matter is you can't blame Dan Dockich. You can't blame him. He's not lying about where he's getting the information from, which is why the Indiana Fever is so hush-hush and damn quiet about it. He's not lying. None of them are going to come out and call him a liar. None of them have stepped up to the plate to address the smear campaign that's being launched at Caitlin Clark. She's being targeted. They're not saying anything because it's coming from them. They've gone on to address everything else, whether it's people coming at them for the draft. Lynn Dunn went and called us all complainers. Stephanie White addressing the fans saying, hey, these games are boring as hell now. These games are boring. The product stinks now. You've come over here and ruined the product. The games are entertaining. She addressed that in last game's pregame podium. They've addressed everything. The Indiana Fever's Twitter handle or X handle put a post up after last game saying, are you not entertained? They've been addressing everything publicly but this, because they are in on it. Make no mistake about that. Make no mistake about that at all. And then Stephanie White, shout out to Mick Talks Hoops. He said, shout out to Steph White for going on the same radio show, which essentially aired a Caitlin Clark hit piece last week. Stephanie White went on the same radio show, Query and Company, as she often does. And these are the people who essentially also played a large part in the Caitlin Clark hit piece last week.
When Caitlin Clark hit that shot the other night in Washington, I'm not going to say we shall be free that it was this like lifting in that regard, but she said afterwards that, and I'm paraphrasing, that it just kind of helped break through some of the noise. Is that a fair statement? Was there stuff swirling around that it was good to just break through that?
I mean, I think anytime you're able to come away with a win on the road, and especially in our league, it's always good. You know, we've had our moments where we haven't done as good a job as we're capable of in playing with a lead. You know, it was another one of those moments at times in that ball game. You know, but I always feel good about ourselves when we get to end of game situations. I think that our team does a great job of executing in those moments. You know, for C in particular, to be able to find herself that open. You know, she's going to step up and knock it down. And it was a big time shot. It was a hell of a pass by Sophie.
Was this the worst ejection in WNBA history? Was Dave Portnoy right about the officiating controversy? And what did you think of Caitlin Clark standing up for Sophie Cunningham? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, smash the like button, share it with fellow basketball fans, and subscribe for more breaking WNBA news. Thanks for watching, buddy.